everybody, it's a new year, it's 2017 and we're kicking off Rima Resource Weekly with Richard. Richard is not only my brother, he's a young Christian and is in the teaching settings. So today we're going to talk to him about his faith, his goals, his work life as a young Christian and how his walk with Christ is. So Richard, would you like to introduce yourself a bit more?
I first got introduced by Rima Resource Centre from my sister, and she's speaking about Sister Regine, and then I got communicating with Sister Regine and it just fell on some common grounds with I'm like a web developer as well, so I did a bit of web design, and since then my kind of destiny has been written, I suppose, in that aspect. I've been reading the Bible more. I've recently found a church where I live in the West Midlands as well, and I enjoy the content, most important, in that Rima Resource Centre posts, and I enjoy it and I understand it and I find it quite youthful, I suppose. So that's my back end story, I suppose.
Well, that's great news, and obviously you're a teacher and a web developer. Yeah. How do you apply your Christian life into your professional work settings? Especially in the teaching system, there's a lot of red tape. Yeah. And when you see naughty children, and you work obviously in tell me what you do, what setting it is.
It's a good question. So I work with kids from diverse backgrounds of needs, some emotional, some physical. So I work with kids in wheelchairs. I work with kids with some severe special educational needs that can't read and write. So it's not written. My approach has to be very general and very specific. So in that aspect, I suppose it's just I have to be myself. But one thing I did, what has helped me, is reading some verses in the Bible, and it states that if you're a Christian, you have to demand. If you're in the right, you know you're in the right. And there's been a few incidences where at schools, for example, where if I saw something wrong, before I wouldn't say anything, I'd kind of get on with it and go with the flow. Whereas now, my faith has grown strong in the name of Jesus, and it's like, if I see something wrong, I'll say it. And I find if you're always right, He will always lead you to prosperous grounds in my aspect, even if it means leaving a role or speaking against senior members of staff. I've done it in the past, and I feel like I'm lucky in that aspect, Mellissa, I'll be honest with you. So my career is still ongoing in that aspect. It's very ongoing, but I enjoy working with kids. I've taught in some crazy background and special educational needs, and I enjoy it. Most importantly, I enjoy it.
And how has your faith grown during the times in hard situations, dealing with, like you said, the children who are in very serious situations, and obviously the bad day at school? How do you know that? How has your faith grown? Can you give us a situation, for example?
Good question. I've got so many situations. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of none. I just speak as I go. But my faith, if I come across something I can't agree with or I can't handle it, you got to take it as it comes. On a break time, I'll go in the toilet, I'll pray, just say a quick prayer, say, Lord, strengthen me, and you feel it straight away. Your day kind of changes and embraces the oneness within yourself. It's so complex, it's so simple. I mean, if you wake up, pray, and just adopt the principles that you see from the videos that Sister Regine speaks about, yourself speak about, every other person when they're sharing a testimony, it's real life. I don't think anything is very specific apart from reading the chapters of the Bible and trying to apply it to everyday life, and like I've been doing in school. And like I said, at first you do come across some challenging aspects in terms of you have to challenge other members of staff because you see something wrong that you don't necessarily believe in or kind of contradicts your faith. So at first it's kind of hard, but what isn't? I think the bigger the stressing, my mum always says, the bigger the blessing. So I always follow that principle.
Well, it is a very good motto to have. God definitely does bless. Would you like to talk more about your web development service and how you've helped Rima Resource Centre?
Yeah, of course. So I'm a web developer that's my passion side of things. I've got many passions, but web development is something that I can do at home and I can enjoy. And I noticed when I went on the website, there's a few things I could tweak, and I got talking with Sister Regine. She's like, look, here are the logins, here are the details, do what you can, I believe in you. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's a bit different, it's a bit strange, because I didn't get that first from other people. Like, who are you? What's your portfolio? Where Sister Regine's had the faith in me, and she's like, you can do it. And there's been times where I've been doing a back-end coding, and it's something that I wasn't necessarily familiar with at all. I'm talking databases. When I went to university, I never attended one database. I only attended one database session. The rest I didn't do. I couldn't stand
So
it.
you would say leap of faith?
Yeah, definitely leap of faith, and I think by doing little things that you're passionate in, this is just anybody watching it. If you're passionate about something, me personally, I would apply the principles, read your Bible every single day, and just follow your passion, follow your heart's desire. You cannot go wrong, and that's what I've been doing with web design and teaching, Mellissa.
And so what would you say, like, your walk as obviously a young male as well,
Yeah.
how do you find that around your friends and around dating, around just, obviously being in a world full of non-believers, how do you adjust being a Christian being a young male as well?
I think it all comes down to your foundation. I think God, once you really start to apply His principles, everything around you will start breaking, quote unquote. And you will notice that when everything's broken, you will have the people that are in your life. And these people, for myself, are my family and my girlfriend. And it's the people that matter to you the most. And it's those kind of people that are your new foundation under the name of Jesus Christ, in my personal opinion. So that's been my own experience. And you break away from all the tweaks, all the people in the mud, and you're just stuck with a solid foundation, because it all sets on the foundation. That answers your question.
And what would you say your biggest transition has been? Like, some people have to give up things, some people have to have to go through a bit of hardship to get clean. What would you say your biggest transition has been?
That's a good question. I suppose faith, really. Temperament. Being a young, not adolescent male, but being male, it's quite different, especially in the roles that I'm working in school. I'm surrounded by females, so it's a very personal journey. Well, doesn't that make sense? It's a very personal journey because I'm male, and males tend to deal with things differently to females. What I'm trying to say. And
no, could you elaborate a bit more, please? Because
Okay.
that was the female.
Yeah.
Could you explain
Exactly,
to me,
because
I can't really.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'll try to explain it the best way I can, because I'm male and you're female. But I think it's having you gotta, being a female, you can have people around you, you need people around. But being a male, you can you got to be independent. You have to be independent. And I think God's forced me to be independent from the get-go, so I don't depend on people that I used to depend on. But you don't realise you're dependent on until you're out of that boat, so to speak. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question a bit?
Yeah, it does answer my question. Well, that's it for now. Would you like to give any young males like yourself who wanted to be up-and-coming creative people like yourself or work in the teaching system, do you give them any advice?
Yeah, of course. Just apply. I did it. I left school with no GCSEs. I was very. I couldn't really read out loud at times, and then I've taught at GCSE level before I had a degree. I've taught myself. I'm self-taught on web development, HTML, CSS. I'm a very self-taught person. And I've got a degree now. So I think you can't hold on to no excuse at all. Whether you've got no GCSEs, whether you've got a criminal history, who cares? You can still do whatever you want. I know it's a bit cheesy, but it's true. Why not?
Like, you can make would you say you can make your way from the bottom of the barrel up to the top?
Amen.
And out of the barrel?
With Christ, all things are possible. Amen.
Well, on that note, if you want to see Richard's more creative work, check out Rima Resource, the website. The links will be down below. And we'll see you next week with the latest edition of Rima Resource Weekly News. So have a nice day, morning, evening, all the best. And Jesus loves you. Amen.
Hey, Coco, let's proclaim the greatness of God and the mighty works of His hand. Yeah, that's right.